Hello there, welcome to the news on Nepal television. I am Rosina Rai, starting with the headlines first. Monsoon-induced floods and landslides unleash havoc across the country. 2 killed in Sarlahi, 2 in Makwanpur, major highways disrupted. Parliamentary Hearing Committee publishes notice seeking public complaints against proposed Chief Justice Shrestha, gives 10 days timeline. 8 countries sharing Amazon basin falls short of an agreed goal to end deforestation. Indigenous people demand justice and protection from the governments. And former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan barred from politics for 5 years. Khan disqualified in line with his conviction for misdeclaration of assets. Welcome back. Now we have the news in detail. The incessant rain-triggered floods and landslides have unleashed havoc across the parts of the country, causing the loss of lives and property. 2 persons have been killed in Sarlahi due to floods. As many as 72 people who were taken away by the flood fade rivulet were rescued on Tuesday evening. The Bagmati River flooding has also taken away the road section in Samanpur towards Sarlahi. Meanwhile, security personnel rescued the people who were stuck in the Bagmati River flood. Chief District Officer of Sarlahi, Indradev Yadav, informed 70 among the flood survivors were rescued by a team of Nepal Police, Armed Police Force and Nepal Army. More than 500 houses in Bardia and 200 in Kailali district have been inundated after incessant rain since few days triggered flash floods. Most of the part of the rivers in Madhesh region have surpassed the red alert owing to the rise in water level. The Flood Forecasting Division has issued a red alert after significant rise in water level in the Bagmati River and its other tributaries imposed a risk in settlements nearby the embankment vicinity. Meanwhile, 5 people have gone missing after landslide washed away the houses in Sinduli district. Bodies of 2 persons who went missing in the landslide occurred at Bagmati River Municipality 5 in Makwanpur were found this morning. Police said bodies of 2 persons, among others, who went missing in the flood and landslide occurred after incessant rain since Tuesday morning were found on the bank of Bagmati River at Hariharpuri Gari, Rural Municipality 1, Kokare. 3 people who were taken away by flood and landslide are still missing. Search for the missing is underway with the help of the police and locals. The incessant rain triggered landslide and floods have completely obstructed 4 highways, and while 34 others have partially been shut. Tamor Corridor, Baluang, Liwang, Rolpa, Madichor, Darbot Road section, Dhangari, Budar, Sauli Road section of Kailali, Tamor Corridor of Pasthar Hewakola, Majita Road section and Tansen Ridi Korala Road section has been completely stalled by this morning. Although the effort has been put for the resumption of Paluang, Liwang, Rolpa, Madichor Road section and Garjani section of Putan. However, landslide debris falling continuously from above the hills has created hurdles. Meanwhile, 300 meters surrounding of Thangari Budar Sauli Road section has been completely obstructed, and it has been said that 100 meters of the road caved in. Likewise, landslide occurred on Monday in Godavari Municipality 4 of Buri Tola damaged highway, which is yet to resume vehicular service. On the other hand, on the other side of the country, vehicular movement in 7 hilly districts of Sudupasim en route to Tarai region has been disrupted as parts of Himdatta highway suffered damages. Meanwhile, the prevalent weather pattern will continue into Thursday, says the Weather Forecasting Division. According to the division, the continuing rainfall in many parts of the country is owing to the influence of monsoon wind and the low pressure area located in around the Bihar state of India. According to the Meteorological Forecasting Division, the axis of monsoon threw its towards the northern Nepal than its average position. The continuing rainfall in provinces beside Kosi, Bagmati and Sudur Pasim has largely affected general life. The division has forecast moderate rain to heavy rainfall at a few places of Kosi, Bagmati and Gandaki for at least 3 more days. The Met Agency has urged one and all to take safety measures against the potential consequences. We shall get back with more updates at the side we do have. Stay with us, time for a short break. Welcome back. You are on Nepal Television News. Now the remaining updates. Both the meeting of the House of Representatives and the National Assembly has been called for today. The meeting of the House of Representatives is set to convene at 1 p.m. The House proceedings resumed on Monday after CPN-UML agreed to lift the continuing obstruction over its demand to form a high-level probe committee into the 100 kgs gold smuggling cases. It is learned leaders of 3 major political parties are holding a discussion aimed at resolving the impasse in the House of Representatives. Prime Minister and Maoist Center Chairman Puspa Kamal Dal, CPN-UML leader KP Oli and Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Dewa are participating in the meeting. The meeting of the National Assembly is also slated to begin at 1 p.m. During today's session of the National Assembly, the content of letters received from the President's office pertaining the duty assignment and bill approvals will be presented. Likewise, the letter assigning duties that were received from the Prime Minister's office and the Council of Ministers will also be read out. The Parliamentary Hearing Committee of the Federal Parliament has published a public notice seeking complaints, if any, against the appointment of proposed Chief Justice Biswambar Prasad Shrestha. The Parliamentary Committee has given 10 days time to receive complaints with a clear basis and evidence in decent language if anyone feels that appointing Shrestha to the post was not appropriate. One can file complaints through letters or appearing at the committee's secretariat. The committee would conduct hearing taking information with the Shrestha if it receives complaints within the deadline. The committee started the hearing process of Senior Most Justice at the Supreme Court, Biswambar Prasad Shrestha. The Constitutional Council had recommended Shrestha for the post of Chief Justice. Shrestha is working as acting Chief Justice of the Supreme Court since a few days. Now we have another update. Today is 29th International Day of the World's Indigenous People. Indigenous communities all over the world are celebrating the day under the slogan Indigenous Youth as a agent of change for self-determination. Nepal is marking the day, organizing various programs across the country at the national and community level. At the call of the United Nations, the day is observed on August 9 every year to raise awareness of the needs of the indigenous populations. Nepal in 2007 approved the ratification of the Convention on Indigenous and Tribal People number 169 adopted by the ILO in 1989. More than 37.2% of Nepal's population, that is over 25 million indigenous nationalities, representing 59 different ethnic groups. Indigenous people of Nepal have their majority in highland areas of the country. They have their own unique cultures, languages, traditional knowledge, skills, customary practices, norms and values. Now we have updates from international frontline. The 8 countries that share the Amazon basin have fallen short of an agreed goal to end deforestation. Delegates from the countries are meeting in the Brazilian city of Belém for a 2-day summit on the issue, the first such gathering in 14 years. A joint declaration on Tuesday created an alliance to combat deforestation but left each country to pursue its own conservation goals. Around 60% of the Amazon, the largest rainforest in the world, lies in Brazil. Meanwhile, a group of Amazonian indigenous people have traveled more than 400 kilometers to demand justice and protection from the government's meeting in the city of Belém. They blame extractivist companies such as mining for putting their physical integrity at risk as leaders of 8 Amazonian countries meet on the first day of the Amazon Summit on Tuesday. We shall get back with remaining international headliners at the side we do have. Stay with us, time for a short break again. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now we have updates, remaining updates from international frontline. Former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan has been barred from politics for 5 years. Khan, who was sentenced in a corruption case over the weekend, was disqualified in line with his conviction, the Election Commission of Pakistan (ECP) said in order on Tuesday. Under Pakistani law, a convicted person cannot run for any public office for a period defined by the ECP. Khan, who has denied any wrongdoing, was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment on Saturday for misdeclaration of assets he received from foreign countries during the time he was Prime Minister from 2018 to 2022. He was arrested at his Lahore house and taken to a prison near Islamabad. The White House on Wednesday will detail its plans to prohibit some U.S. investment in sensitive technology in China and require that the government be notified of other investment, a senior government source told Reuters. The plans are aimed at preventing U.S. capital and expertise from helping develop technologies and could support China's military modernization and threatens U.S. national security. Biden administration officials have stressed for months any restriction on U.S. investment in China will be narrowly targeted. The administration is expected to target active investments such as U.S. private equity, venture capital, and joint venture investment in China in semiconductors, quantum computing, and artificial intelligence. Japan have marked 78 years since the U.S. military dropped an atomic bomb on Nagasaki. The city remains the last place to suffer a nuclear attack. Survivors known as Hibakusha say world leaders need to be more to keep it that way. The average age of survivors now stands at over 85. People in Nagasaki have been working to pass on their memories and messages to future generations as the number of living Hibakusha dwindles each year. To the more updates, before that, let's have a quick look into the highlights of the site. The China Manned Space Agency CMSA on Tuesday released a footage showing the Shenzhou 16 mission crew doing exercises in the space station. The video is released to mark China's 15th National Fitness Day, launched in 2009 to promote extensive public fitness programs and raise the people's enthusiasm to keep fit. In the footage, the 3 astronauts Jing Haping, Zhu Yangzhu, and Gui Haikao were exercising in the space station using different equipment. According to the CMSA, preserving and keeping fit is a compulsory course for astronauts. The Shenzhou 16 crew maintains a rigid daily schedule of fitness activities, and all the 3 cabins of the space station are equipped with fitness equipment and facilities. allowing them to exercise in a comfortable environment. China launched the Shenzhou 16 manned spacecraft on May 30, sending the 3 astronauts to the Tiangong space station for a 5-month mission. Time for sports now. Caroline Wozniacki said she was definitely a little rusty following her first-round victory at the Canadian Open on her return to tennis after retiring in 2020. The former world number 133 has since given birth to 2 children and beat qualifier Kimberly Burrell of Australia 6-2, 6-2 in Montreal. She will face either Wimbledon champion Marketa Vondrousova or Egypt's Maya Sharif in the second round. In men's draw, Andy Murray is through to the second round of the Canadian Open in Toronto. A straight-set victory over Lorenzo Sonego and bolstered Toronto. Murray 36 beat the Italian 7-6, 6-0 in 2 hours and 9 minutes at the ATP Masters 1000 event. The Scot previously won the tournament in 2009, 2010 and 2015. With this, we come to the end of this news bulletin, but before we say goodbye, quick reminders of the headlines once again. Monsoon-induced floods and landslides unleashed havoc across the country. 2 killed in Sarlahi 2 in Makwanpur. Major highways disrupted. Parliamentary Hearing Committee publishes notice seeking public complaints against proposed Chief Justice Roster, gives a 10 days timeline. 8 countries sharing Amazon basin falls short of an agreed goal to end deforestation. Indigenous people demand justice and protection from the governments. And former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan barred from politics for 5 years. Khan disqualified in line with his conviction for misdeclaration of assets. Well, this is all we have for this moment. Until our next bulletin, have a good day ahead. Namaste.